Hey guys, we are going to be doing a lower body flow today. I'm going to be using ankle weights. These are just really lightweight. These are just 2 pounds. So if you would like to have ankle weights, that's great, but you can absolutely do this workout without any equipment at all, and you will still feel a delicious burn. This will just give you a little bit extra spice today. So we're gonna get started with a little bit of a wrist stretch because we are going to be on our wrist for the first part of class. So go ahead and just place your palm away from you as you extend your arm and pull your fingers back toward you really gently. You can give your elbow a little bit of an extra bend to feel the stretch a bit deeper through your wrist and your forearms. And then we're just going to flip the palm and pull the palm toward you really, really gently here. And then we'll switch hands, palm facing away from you, pulling the forefingers back toward you, and flip it. And then we're just going to clasp our hands together and kind of bring your forearms together, and we're just going to make a small circle, keeping our hands clasped and our forearms together, just kind of warming up the wrists so they're ready for the work that we're about to do. And then switch directions. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and come into a 4-point kneeling position. And from here, we are going to curl our toes, and we're just going to push our hips up into our downward dog position here. So we're just going to take a few deep breaths here, making sure that most of the weight for your upper body is into your pointer finger and your thumb. That'll also help with just the pressure that's on your wrists, making sure that you are trying to keep your legs as straight as possible, pushing your chest toward your thighs. Continue to just take a couple deep breaths here. Let's go ahead and lift our left leg up. So we're in a 3-point downward dog here. And then we're going to bend our leg and just allow our hip flexor on the left side to open up a little bit. Very nice. And then we'll go ahead and just straighten that leg back out. What we're going to do is come forward into a plank position as we sweep that knee forward and give a little ab crunch here. And then sweep back into that 3-point downward dog. And we're just going to do a few of these. Moving nice and slow. You don't have to come all the way forward into a plank, but just bringing your weight so it's more over your wrists and sweeping back. So we're really going to feel this in our abs right here as we crunch our knee forward, and then booty as we sweep our leg back behind us, making sure that your hips are square to the ground through this whole movement. So your hips not open like that. Hips are square to the ground. Very nice. Great job. We're going to burn out this left side, and then we'll switch. Last one is the ab crunch here. Awesome. And then we're going to come down into that 4-point kneeling position again. Done with the downward dogs for now before we switch sides. We're going to stay working on this left leg. So we're going to go ahead and just do a little double crunch here. So I want you to bring your knee to the opposite elbow, so across your body, and then elbow on the same side, and then just extend your leg long. So we crunch across, crunch forward, and extend. So we're really getting a lot of great ab work here as well. And as you extend your leg back, I only want you to bring it as high as you're able to without arching or dipping your spine. So really keep a nice, stable spine through this whole thing. Really, your upper body is not what's moving here at all. It's that singular leg that we're isolating in this work. Doing a great job. Already feeling the burn, and we're just a couple minutes into class. Nice. Doing so good, keeping your upper spine, that cervical spine nice and neutral, so your gaze is down to the mat. You're not looking up and you're not looking down at your tummy. Great job. All right, so as we have our leg, hold it back there for a second, and what we're going to do is bend the knee and cross it over so that it's crossing over behind your other thigh, and squeeze your inner thighs together and then extend. So we're just going to do that. Place one knee behind the other knee, and you'll really start to feel the burn shift into many different parts of the booty. You're feeling it in your outer booty, but also very much in your hamstring of the working leg. I'm feeling it in my inner thighs. Remember to keep your abs engaged here and go at your own pace. Remember to breathe. Remember to squeeze those inner thighs together when they touch. Squeeze and extend. Squeeze and extend. So good. Take a break if you need it. Really building up the burn here. Let's hold the leg back, and we're just going to pulse it. Pulse up and down. Really small range of motion here. Keeping your back nice and stable so we're not dipping our spine to get more height here. That would just be kind of using momentum, and it's not good for your spine to move it like that. So all of this motion, all this power is coming from your booty. Great job. All right, go ahead and sit back into a child's pose. Widen those knees a little bit. Whew, and just stretch back. Bring those hands forward. Great job. Again, just a couple minutes into class, and we are feeling it, right? All right, we are going to switch sides now, and we're going to start at the top with those downward dogs again, so you can kind of roll out your wrists a little bit. And we're going to go back into those downward dogs. So starting in that 4-point kneeling position, tuck the toes and push your booty up. Very nice. So we're going to be working the right leg here. So go ahead and lift that right leg, keeping your hips square to the ground, and open up the hip for me. Bend the leg, open the hip, just to give a little bit of a hip opener here. And then hips square to the ground again. Extend that leg, and we're going to go into those ab crunches. So we sweep the knee forward, we crunch, and then sweep it back as we press into down dog. We crunch, hips are square to the ground, abs are engaged. You're still breathing and you're going at your own pace. Nice and controlled movements here. Remember, all the weight in your hands is between your pointer finger and your thumb. Help protect your wrists in this position. Whew, really feeling the burn here. These are only 2-pound ankle weights, but it really doesn't have to be a lot. Doesn't have to be a lot of weight to really feel it. Amazing job. Let's just do one more. Great. And then we come down into our 4-point kneeling position. And we're just going to do that double ab crunch with our knee. So we're going to crunch across with our knee and then forward and extend. So just go as far as you're able to. I'm trying to touch my knee to my elbow. But if it's more comfortable to try and maybe reach toward your wrist a little bit, whatever is good for you. Just find what feels good in your body today, what your body is up for, and that's great. All movement is good movement. All movement is metabolizing the stress in your body. It's getting your blood flowing, clearing your mind. It's all good. Great job. Just do a couple more. Last one. Great. Now we're going to do that knee crossover. So we cross our knee behind our other leg and then extend. We squeeze our thighs together and extend. A little bit of a funky movement here. Remember to keep your hips square to the ground. Your gaze is down at the mat. Neutral, stable spine. If your wrists are starting to bother you in this position, you can come up onto your fists. That'll take some weight off of those wrists. Remember, your abs are engaged here. Remember to breathe. Amazing job. Let's just do one more. And we're going to hold it back and just pulse it up and down. Small little motion. Your spine is still strong and steady. Abs are on. You're breathing. All the power is coming from your strong muscles of your glutes and your hamstrings. Point that toe. Little movement here. Can you push away from your mat and your upper body a little bit? Great job. 3, 2, 1, and child's pose. Whew, stretch out that booty. Amazing job. Deep breaths. Wowza. So good. We are going to finish with a little bridge series here. So let's flip over onto our backs. Knees bent, feet on the ground. All right, so your knees, or excuse me, your ankles and your knees and your hips are all parallel to one another. And what we're going to do is just start with some regular bridges. So lift your hips up with the power of your booty and then bring it all the way back down. I want you to think about, can you fit your fist in between your chin and your chest? I want you to keep that amount of space between your chin and your chest to keep your cervical spine nice and safe in this position. We are breathing. We're not overextending through our back. So we're not trying to get as high as we can coming up on our shoulder blades. We're stopping right about at where your bra strap is. That's where we're stopping at the top here. Only coming up to a safe position. Great job. We're breathing. Go at your own pace, firing through your booty, firing through your hamstrings. Great job. Next time we get up, let's hold it up in this bridge position and we're going to do some toe taps. So we're going to lift our right leg to 90 degrees and set it back down. Lift the left leg and bring it back down and just continue with that motion. I definitely encourage you to go very slow in this movement because it's easy to just kind of throw your legs up there, but this should be controlled, really firing through each glute as you're isolating it. Your hip bones are completely stable and in the same horizontal plane. So if you place your hands on those hip bones that jut out, they should not be moving. One of them shouldn't be dipping as you lift each leg. They should be in the same horizontal plane here. Amazing job. Next time you get your right leg up to tabletop, we're just going to leave it there for a second. We're going to do 3 bridges. So all the way down and all the way up. 2 more. 1 more. Great. Place it down. Switch sides. Left side goes up. We do 3. 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch again. Right leg to tabletop. We go 3, 2, and 1. Switch. Last one. Okay, 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Squeeze those knees to your chest. Those are killer. The way that they isolate the glutes is so challenging. So amazing job for doing that. Wowza. Not easy. We're just going to end with working both. Since we just did like single leg versions of a bridge, we're going to end using both legs just so we even them out a little bit. So I want you to come up onto your tiptoes, and you'll scoot your toes a little bit closer to your booty. So up to your tiptoes, we're going to come up to our bridge. Now I want you to glue your thighs together. So squeeze your legs together, keeping your feet in the same position. It's just going to be our thighs squeezing together, and we're just going to come down and up. Keep your knees together. Keep your thighs together. Really, really, really burning out those inner thighs. Feeling the burn in my booty. You're not going to be able to come up quite as high in this position, and that's okay. We're limiting our range of motion by squeezing our legs together. Great job. Let's do 4 more. 4. Let me go 3. Amazing job. 2, keep breathing. 1, hold it up. Now we're just going to pulse out. On your tiptoes, we're pulsing our legs out, out, out. Fire through your booty, fire through your hamstrings. If we need to take a break, go ahead and take it. Listen to your body. This is super hard. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, knees to chest. Amazing. That was so hard. You have done a super, super hard thing today. A good thing for your mental health, for your body, your muscles. Amazing. Let's roll on up. I'm going to go ahead and take off my ankle weights. Whew, get rid of those things. Even if you weren't using ankle weights, I bet you're sweating because that was super hard. So we're going to do a figure 4 stretch now. So go ahead and lean back onto your hands. And I want you to just cross either leg over, cross the ankle onto the opposite knee, try to flex your foot. And just think about pushing your chest up towards your knee, as opposed to trying to bring your knee as close as you can to your face. I want you to think about keeping your legs in the same position and pushing up so your chest is coming closer to your thigh. And just think about that muscle that we're stretching out, which is this one right back here. Think about that muscle and just breathe into it. See if you can stretch a little bit deeper. Great job. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides with that. So opposite ankle on opposite knee, flex that foot and stretch your chest closer to your legs. And breathe. Think about that muscle, breathe into it. See if we can get a little deeper. Awesome. And let's just end with a quick butterfly stretch. So just place your feet together, the bottoms of your feet together, and just place them as close as you want or as far as you want. Doesn't matter. It just kind of goes on your flexibility. So I'm not super flexible in my inner thighs and hip flexors, so I'm kind of a few fists lengths away. So with a straight spine, sitting up nice and tall, I just want you to lean your chest forward as far as you're able to while keeping that spine nice and straight. Try not to pull your body forward, just lean forward. Stretching should be gentle and slow. Breathe into it. If there's anything else you feel needs to be stretched out, by all means, go ahead and stretch out those body parts. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. I hope it felt amazing in your body. Great job, and we'll see you in the next class.